Good morning, family. It's Sunday morning. It's April 28th, 2022. It's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping. The sun is rising. And I'm just grateful and thankful for the presence of God in our lives. I want to share a thought with you from the Word this morning. When I woke up, John 1:1 was on my mind. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the thought that came to my mind was about the unlimited potential or power of the Word. And we understand that the Word is a distinct meaning or element of speech. It's a distinct conceptualized unit of language and communication. The Word can be used to express agreement. The Word is also a command, or can be a command. But the Word is a sound or combinations of sounds that produce a meaning when spoken. And so in the beginning, there was a meaningful element of speech, and that meaningful element of speech was with God, and that meaningful element of speech was God. In the beginning, there was a divine agreement, an expression of a divine agreement, and that divine agreement was with God, and that divine agreement was God. In the beginning, there was a sound or a combination of sounds that produce something, and that sound, the combinations of sounds were with God, and that sound, the combination of sound was God. In the beginning, there was a command, and that command was with God, and that command was God. And so the power of all creation and everything that exists and ever existed and ever will exist came from a sound and a command and a combination of sounds or element of speech or a distinct conceptualized expression or divine communication produce everything in this universe. We were created in the image and the likeness of God with the ability to speak and produce sound and to produce a conceptualized divine form of communication that releases something into the atmosphere that creates. We were created with the ability to come into alignment and a divine agreement and to use our words to bring forth an agreement which produces something in this dimension that we call earth. We were created with the ability to speak and usher out and speak forth and release commands into the atmosphere and cause and literally make things change around us by the words that we speak, releasing commands into the atmosphere. We were created with the ability to create sounds. We have vocal cords and lungs and energy and life, and air comes out of us and it produces something, it releases something into the atmosphere. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That same word, I present this fact to you, that same word that was in the beginning lives on the inside of the believer. And we have the potential, or unlimited potential, to produce a divine life for ourselves, blessings for ourselves, and things that we need and things that we desire, that the vision that God has for our life, that the purpose and the ministry that God has for our existence may come to pass as we come into agreement with what He has for us. And so I'm reminded of three things: vibration, energy, and frequency. In the beginning, there was vibration, there was energy, there was frequency. And everything on this earth vibrates and carries about a certain energy, and there are many frequencies. And when we learn that when we open up our mouth, we release vibration, we release energy into a certain frequency that causes things to exist in our life, or causes things to die in our life, it causes things to come to pass in our life, we will be much more careful about the words that we speak on a regular basis, because our words are full of power, Our words are full of potential. With our words, we can speak blessings. With our words, we can speak curses. With our words, we can build somebody up. Or with our words, we can tear somebody down. In the beginning, there was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Just meditate on that today and be careful about the words that you speak. The power of death and life are in the tongue. And so God will not have us ignorant concerning the devices of the enemy. The enemy will oftentimes try to get us to agree with his plan and his purpose rather than God's plan or God's purpose. And so he will bring a thought or bring another person with a wrong thought or a wrong idea and try to get us to agree with those thoughts and ideas based on the words that we speak. But we have to remember who we are, that we are kingdom-minded men and women, that we serve a God that's sovereign and that's in control, and he has a beautiful plan and a beautiful purpose, and it's our job to come into agreement first and foremost with our words, come into agreement to divine alignment and start saying about ourselves what God is saying about us. Start saying about our situation what God is saying about our situation. We need to start speaking about our children what God is saying about our children. We need to start speaking about our home, our family, our business, our property, the same thing that God is saying about our home, our family, our children, our property. And if we don't know what God is saying about us, it's our responsibility to get in the Word of God and to spend time with God, to listen to the voice of God, and to know and understand what God is saying about my future, what God is saying about my career, what God is saying about my children. We need to understand that there is a word that God has spoken from eternity past that continues to reign forth, and we come into agreement with that word of God that is reigning, and it will begin to reign in our life, and we will find the presence of God that will bring about the grace and mercy and blessings of God in our life. In the beginning was the Word. The Word is still active, alive, and powerful today. Thank you. Have a blessed Sunday. And just remember, be thankful. God is so good.